it is going to be super hot this week. So I'm out here early to try to get a jump on the weather. But you see a lot going on out here. This is going to seed, so that's not as pretty, but excuse me. Okay. A lot going on out here. Got a lot to do this week. Want to get pickles canned. Good morning, turkeys. Want to can pickles. I need to get all these. There's some beans out here that need my attention. I've got to plant some pumpkin seeds. I need to plant some butternut squash. I need to go to the grocery store. Oh, we've got potatoes to pull up. All those ready to come up. So a lot going on. I thought I'd take you along this week, and we'll see what we can get done. All right, here we go. Okay, so already I picked the cucumbers. I did that before I picked up my camera this morning, but you'll see that these were ready to come out. They are a good size, so they were ready to come out. You'll see the sweet potato vine is really taking off, and we're still getting lettuce. There's proof, still getting lettuce. But we've got some other concerns over here I'll show you in a minute. So I'm not sure what's going on with my onions. In years past, I have been able to grow pretty big onion bulbs. This year they don't look as large as normal. I don't normally spoon them. That's a method that you can do to get bigger bulbs. I don't normally do that because they normally get pretty good size without that. But I don't know what's going on this year. I did get them from a different place, so that might have something to do with it. So I guess it just is what it is, and we'll let them die out, and then we'll see what we got. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick these beans. You see them? I've got a lot of, well, not a lot of bean plants. I guess it's maybe 8 bean plants, and they've all got a significant amount of beans on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick those. I didn't really think I had a lot to pick, but now that I'm down here, I see that there's more than I thought. Okay, we might have beans for dinner. Cool. We're not doing anything with the corn this week. I just wanted to let you see how it's coming along. So we have maybe 2 or 3 here that are really doing well, and looks like they're going to produce. That's exciting. Our tomatoes are looking good. I think they're starting to turn a little. That's exciting. And I've got most of these plants look pretty good. And then we have a problem. I came out here the other night, and overnight, this is what I found. And it seems that it's affecting its neighbor a little. This one's okay so far. So, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's a fungus. I don't know if it needs water, maybe. I do see something down there I need to get. But we're gonna try to work on it a little bit, to doctor on it a little bit, and see if we can get it to look a little better. Get everything watered really well. Then I think I'm gonna take a break, head up and get breakfast and some coffee in, and I may just take today to go to the grocery store and maybe start pickles today. Definitely got enough green beans for dinner tonight. So we'll see how the day goes. I think it's gonna be too hot to do anything down here. So I trimmed this plant up, as you can see. Got all of the yellow branches off of it. I'm not sure about this one. I've had to prune quite a bit off of it. It looks a little sad. We'll give it a good watering, but I don't know. There are some tomatoes on it, so hopefully it'll keep producing and be okay. But you know, you win some, you lose some. That's the game we play when we garden. Well, just like in life, sometimes in your garden things don't go as planned, and last night was no exception. We had a storm and I've got tomato plants that are down. It's really breaking my heart this morning, but I think that we can fix it and it'll be okay. That's gardening. You just got to roll with the punches. This one is down, this tomato plant, and then over here, this is what we had happen. So we had a lot of wind, very heavy rain, and that is what happens. But I'm gonna try to get them staked back up, and we'll just hope for the best. We have corn down too, it looks like. Oh boy. Okay, so maybe not as bad as I thought. I did go ahead and get them back in their upright position and secure them to the fence so that maybe they'll have a little bit more support, and we'll just hope for the best. And then this one over here, I had to put another stake and kind of secure it to the other post beside it. It looked like it was really having some trouble staying upright, so hopefully that will do the trick. And then I'm going to get in here and spray these leaves off because we do not want that soil to remain on the plant. Good morning. It's another day here in the garden. Just coming down to check and see if our soil is dry enough to do anything today. Yesterday, we had all that rain and that storm that knocked some of the tomato plants down. So today I'm gonna see if we can do anything. If not, I have plenty to do inside. I made one batch of pickles. I made dill pickles yesterday. So today we'll probably do sweet pickles, maybe even some pickle relish. That'll be brand new for me. But I thought I would go ahead and see what the ground looks like. So let me flip you around and let you see. Just picked our first peppers of the season, so that's exciting. All right, so I think I've assessed the situation. It is still very wet over here, as you can see, where the tomatoes are, but I'm not gonna do anything over there today. So I think that I'm gonna dig these potatoes up because this grass is getting out of control. That way, I'm having a hard time talking this morning. That way I can go ahead and get this tilled up, and maybe we'll do pumpkins here as opposed to here, since we do still have some lettuce, and that way we can keep the lettuce going, maybe grow a little bit more lettuce this fall right there. And then of course our sweet potatoes are just going to keep growing over here. So I think that's the best plan, is to put our pumpkins and butternut squash on this side. All right, so let the work begin, and let's just hope and pray there's a lot of potatoes under here. Okay, so I double checked with my husband to see if he'd be upset if I dug these potatoes up without him, and he said no, which was surprising because I thought it was his favorite thing to do. No, I'm kidding. But because he's working for the next couple of days, I really think this needs to happen sooner than later. So I'm gonna attempt to do this. He normally does it because he's got the muscles and all, but y'all don't laugh. And I'll speed this up so you won't have to painfully watch my struggle. But I'm gonna see what I can do. So here goes. As you can see, I definitely had to switch garden tools. Had to go pull out the shovel to finish the job, and you can see I was pushing that shovel in pretty slow, even though it sped up. You can probably still tell that because I was trying really hard not to slice any of the potatoes, and I actually did a couple of them, and we had to go ahead and use those right away. That was okay, it worked out. but you can see that we just really let this get too overgrown. So that is a lesson that I've learned, and just a piece of advice I'll pass on to you. Really try to keep the weeds to a minimum in your potato beds if you can. I know it has been super hot this summer, and it's just really hard to get out there and work unless you get out early in the morning. So that is something that I will try really hard to stay on top of. I try to give myself a little grace because we have had such a hot and humid summer, but I'm going to try harder there next year. And even though this wasn't the best harvest, it was a good harvest, just not as much as maybe I was hoping for, I was still very encouraged, and I learned some things, and I think next year will be even better. All right, y'all, this is what we have so far. It is super hot out here already at 8 o'clock. I'm going to have to go regroup, do something to this hair, get a hat, get some water, something. My glasses are fogging up and sweat's running down my nose and dripping on these potato plants. So I will continue this project in a few minutes. Okay, now that's more like it. What I'm realizing is that this soil is a little bit wetter than I thought, so it's making it heavier, kind of like the first video when we planted the potatoes. Remember that? Soil was heavy then too. Take a few more sips and I'm gonna get back at it because I am ready to be done with this project. Just a little side note. This is potato fruit. Looks like a tomato. Don't eat it. Very, very poisonous. So this is what's left. I'm gonna get in here and till this up a little bit later. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that right now. I think that I might just call it a morning and go inside. But this is what we harvested, and we'll compare notes to last year. I would say it's significantly less, but you know, you live and learn. So, one thing I will say though, while I catch my breath, is that every year, yes, is a learning process. And I have a lot of takeaways from this year. Number one, I am very proud of us for taking on this project. We knew that we were taking a risk by prepping the potatoes ourselves and sowing them instead of getting the already chitted seed potatoes from professionals. But I think all in all, for the fact that we did that from the potatoes that we raised last year, is a success. And also, whatever you put in the ground, you know, another takeaway is that we added a lot of nutrients to the soil by sowing right here, and next year our potato harvest should continue to get better and better. I was very pleased with the size of some of these. I mean, that is a significantly large Yukon Gold potato. This looks more like a baking potato. So that was impressive because normally they would be no bigger than maybe this. But I think that was pretty cool. You know, will we do this again next year? We won't have enough saved probably at the end of the season, this season, to do this again next year, but we will definitely keep growing potatoes. Definitely one of my favorite things to grow, and you just never know what you're gonna get. You know, it's like a treasure hunt. You start digging and whatever you find. Okay, everything is tilled and you can't see because of the shade, but I made some not so neat rows to put our pumpkin seeds and butternut squash seeds in, and I got to thinking I'm not going to spend a lot of time on neat rows because what's going to happen when these things start growing? You will never see a row. So this is as good as it's going to get. And this is what we're growing. This is our butternut squash. I picked these up at our local Tractor Supply, and then we're going to put these in the little jack-o'-lantern, the Jack B. Little pumpkins. They take about 90 to 95 days to get a harvest, and then the big jack-o'-lanterns. We're really taking a big chance on this because who knows what we'll get, but maybe we'll get some cute little pumpkins to decorate with. Okay, here goes. Everything's in the ground. Gonna water it all really good. This is our first row. And yes, you see a lot of green. Looks like weeds, but it's all the ground we tilled up earlier. And they shouldn't have any root to them. So hopefully by tomorrow, they'll be dried up and dead. And these little seeds will be on their way to growing. One more thing, I see some green beans, so we're gonna try to get some green beans before we head inside. So many beans. Okay, I'll have to put the camera down. I can't pick and film at the same time, but we'll see what we get when we finish. All right, so this is what I pulled out of the garden, and I'm pretty happy with the amount of beans that I got. I'm not sure if it's still enough to can. I might see what I have in a couple of days and then decide, but definitely can get some bags in the freezer. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to can some, because y'all know I am excited and ready to try out my pressure canner. So hopefully the beans will keep producing and I'll get to use it soon, but pretty happy with this haul. So I think I'll stop the video here today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and I will see you in the next one. Happy gardening, friends.